soon as the
Nah,
open
I mean, when we go on,
Yeah, when we're
we'll be
on.
out there.
Yeah.
During the breaks,
1, 2.
we are going to kill all the mics except
Coming in
for
right now.
Chris.
But right now, everybody on YouTube can hear us.
Yes.
So I want
Well, hello to everybody on fucking YouTube, all right? There you go. How's that? It's not like we're busy or anything, okay?
You absolutely can't pass on Travis.
Hunter dives! Touchdown, Colorado! Give him the Heisman now!
Have you seen Travis Hunter? Holy God, he is
He's
a
incredible.
freak of nature.
Into the end zone. What a catch!
That's expert analysis right there, kids.
Impossible catch by 12.
2 picks in the first 33. That's just what the doctor ordered.
I'm already convinced of the fact that Hunter and Milrow. I'm convinced that's how it's going to go down.
Jalen Milrow is a spread. Number 4 with his 4th rushing touchdown. 72 yards.
Pick is in. Pick is in.
Oh, no.
The Browns are on the clock. The ESPN Cleveland Draft Special, presented by Real American Beer, Northeast Factory Direct, Burnco, Circle K, and Ohio Basement Authority. Live from the Universal Windows Direct Remote.
You ready?
At
Ready.
GM,
Turning you guys up right now. You're
Got
up.
it.
Tony Rizzo.
How's everybody doing out there? Welcome to the 2025 NFL Draft. We are live at a jam-packed MGM Northfield Park. We are so glad you are here tonight, where the Browns hope to turn around their fortunes in the 225 NFL Draft, and we already have breaking news. There is word out now from multiple reports and multiple sources that the Browns are in, quote, serious discussions to trade out of the number 2 pick as we speak. Aaron, who is actually reporting this? I've got Gerard Cherry, Chris Oldak, Emmett Golden, myself, and Aaron Goldhammer. E, what do you think of these trades right now? Is this something you'd be against?
Absolutely. Do not trade out of 2. Stay in 2. If you have an opportunity to draft a unicorn, you don't leave and trade back and get something else. You get that unicorn.
Aaron, at first we questioned some of these reports, but now it's multiple sources.
Right, The Athletic is reporting it, NFL Network is reporting it, Cleveland.com is reporting it. We'll hear from Tony Grossi momentarily to see where he is. Because there's part of me that wonders, is this the NFL trying to drum up some drama for the first 2 picks in the draft? But the more we hear, the more it sounds like there's really legs. And I just caution all the fans, before you write it off and say you hate it, can we see the terms of the deal before we decide that this is something bad for the Browns?
Gerard, is this about the Browns acquiring picks? They made a small trade with 3 picks later in the draft on day 3 earlier today. Is this about them acquiring talent in the top 100?
No doubt about it, because it's a situation right now for our squad. What are we doing? We're chasing Deshaun Watson still. And if that is the case, that's the only reason this makes sense, is that you're trying to get what? More draft picks with the thought that, hey, there are a lot of holes to fill in this roster is.
Allegedly, and this is from a good source, Jacksonville and Chicago are the 2 teams trying to trade up. Gerard, obviously they want Travis Hunter.
Right. That's exactly where they're going to go. And if we're going to hand deliver him, more power to us for that. But I also get the other side of it. Guys, look at our roster. It's going to be at least 50% turnover more than likely. And how do you turn over a roster with what? We can't do it via free agency. So it's going to have to be the boring, non-dramatic trade down and get more draft picks.
All right, I want to get the poll right here of you guys. I'm passing on Travis Hunter. Okay, what would it take for you to say yes to that, or Gerard, do you just want the kid?
Give me multiple ones. Give me next year's one for Jacksonville, because they're going to be a bad team. So I figure why they'd make that move. And I need a 2 and I need a 3. I need a lot.
All right, let's go to Berea. Our own Tony Grossi is standing by, and it's brought to you by Northeast Factory Direct. Tony, the word is out. Multiple sources, multiple outlets. Is this news or is it noise that the Browns are seriously considering trading out of number 2?
I guess we're going to find out in an hour. It's certainly a disconcerting rumor to me. I mean, this would be the biggest buzzkill since the last 10 years if they would trade out of this pick number. In my opinion, no matter what they do.
And Tony, why? Explain. You think Hunter is that worth it, even though we haven't seen the terms yet?
Yeah, it's funny because before I went on just now with you, we have our annual off-the-record conversation with Kevin Stefanski down in the media room, and he is telling us in detail the plans they're planning for multiple positions for Travis Hunter, how they would divide practice, and this and that, and how much Jim Schwartz had met with Travis Hunter, or Hunter came here for his 30 visit. And I just find it ironic that upstairs there's the GM plotting to trade him. I'll believe it when I see it. I'll say, I'll express my shock if it happens. I'm just not buying that it does happen because I don't think Jacksonville would be willing to make the offer that would be worth it.
Tony, it can.
They'll make up their mind. No, people are just going to react like they're going to react. Do the Browns care what their fans think tonight?
Apparently not, unless this is just the Godfather deal we were, talking about. And I don't know what it's going to end up being, but it better be the moon, the stars,
And a mountain.
Yeah. So how about this, guys? This is from Teron Davenport, who covers the Titans. He says the Giants offered this year's one, next year's one, multiple picks to move up, just 2 slides to get to the Giants to the Titans, and they turned them down.
Let's go live to Green Bay. The pick is in.
That's what everyone in the NFL is looking for. A young man with that sort of talent, those sorts of traits. The Tennessee Titans need a quarterback badly. The commissioner, I'm told, is making his way to the stage
I was
to
told
make the announcement of the first pick in this
By
2025 National Football League draft. There he is. We see him. Here comes the commissioner. The pick is in.
Hold on, we're getting word of a trade.
Number 1.
We're getting word of a trade. Stand by. Let's get this out of the way.
Come on.
Hold on.
With the first pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Cameron Ward, quarterback, Miami.
All right, stand by. Stand by. Listen up. Everybody here, everybody watching worldwide, listen up. Go ahead. What do we know?
The Jacksonville Jaguars are on the clock. The Cleveland Browns have traded the number 2 overall pick
For
a 4th round pick and a 6th round pick. The Jaguars are trading number 5 overall, their 2nd rounder this year, which is number 36, a 4th round pick this year, number 126, and their 2026 1st round pick to the Browns.
I told you, dog.
Dog, that's one number 1 pick.
They need more players on their roster. It's crystal clear.
Hold on. Tony Grossi. Let me go live to Berea. Where are you, Tone? Are you there?
Yeah, there's still one thing to find out is
Yeah.
who they pick at number 5.
Okay, all right, we'll get to that in a minute, Tony. Wait a minute. Aaron, clarify the compensation again. Because you said 26 first-round pick twice. Okay, I need to know what exactly the Browns are getting. Tony, do you have any word?
Yeah,
Chris, go ahead. What do you got?
So this is from ESPN's Adam Schefter. The Browns are trading the number 2 overall pick, a 4th round pick, a 6th round pick. The Jags are then trading the number 5 overall pick, the 2nd round pick, which is 36, a 4th round pick, number 126, and next year's 1st round pick.
Tony, is that enough?
No. Hell no.
Yeah. No, they traded 3 picks for 3 picks. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, they moved up.
Tony,
They need more players,
hold
though,
on.
Jerron.
Guys, hold on. Just right off the top of my head, this now puts a quarterback in play for the Browns in this 1st round.
I
Would
think
you
at 5, yes.
Tony, would you agree?
At number 5?
No, not at. Okay, at number 5, yes or no?
No.
Okay. You've got 33 and you have 36. There's no way they're going to stay there. There's no way they're going to stay there and make those 2
They're going to get
picks.
a quarterback and a running back there.
Right? What are they going to do?
Going to go running back, quarterback in the 2nd round, and I'm telling you, they're going to get Mason Graham with the 5th pick.
So you don't think they're trading into the 1st round?
No.
Tony?
No. They'll pick a player at 5. I don't know. It'll either be Genty or Mason Graham or an offensive tackle. and then they'll pick a running back and then quarterback in the second round.
Tony, go ahead. You got the floor, partner. This is what you feared, Anthony. We talked about it for weeks. You thought this was out of play today. 90% or whatever we decided. The floor is yours. Go.
Well, I'm disgusted with this action. Disgusted with it. And you know, they collect picks and they think they're outsmarting everyone, and they'll probably be praised from some analytics group for making this deal. I think it's baloney.
Okay, with the number
It's
5.
the biggest buzzkill of this whole draft season.
Guys, is the draft about buzz or is it about building your team?
It's about building your roster, your team, and right now the cupboards are bare.
They went to the playoffs 2 years ago with the same roster.
Tony,
Joe Flacco took you to the playoffs 2 years ago.
Hold on, Tony. How is Andrew going to explain the Browns passing on the guy they called Shohei Ohtani?
Yeah. Well, this is comparable to trading Babe Ruth then.
Oh my God! I'm still stunned now.
So let me put it to you guys this way, okay? Can I stick up for the Browns for a second?
Go right
Or
ahead.
do you not want that?
No,
okay?
I do.
Well, the Browns essentially traded one number 1 pick for 3, okay? Because you got 36 this year, which is such a high 2. It's basically a 1.
No, it's a 2.
Well, no, it's
No,
a
it's
high
a
2.
two.
It's a high 2. It's a high 2.
Okay,
That's a high two.
okay,
That's fair.
And then you also get next year's 1. Whatever happens with these 4th round and 6th round picks, block that out of your mind for a second.
And I'm telling you what they're doing. They're angling for that top quarterback next year,
Right.
as their
All
guy.
right, but let me real quick jump in here. So if they don't have the number 1 overall pick, why would anybody give up a great quarterback to trade him
It's
to
a
the
simple
Browns?
answer to that, because more than likely teams that are bad this year will be the teams that are bad next year. They have their quarterback problem solved.
No, the Giants don't have their quarterback problem solved. They could be worse
they
than the
won't-
Browns.
but they don't
if
have
they
the
wouldn't
same-
give up Arch Manning.
Now, if
to
they
the
have the
Browns.
first pick, that's obviously something different.
If you're just joining us, the Browns will get in just a moment. Tony, is this the only?
The question is, will they make that pick? I think for the last 3 months, we all thought they would. Now there's been heavy rumors in the last hour or two from multiple people, including Mary Kay Cabot locally, that the Browns could be on the verge of trading the number 2 pick. Teams are calling. The hottest rumor is that it's the Jacksonville Jaguars at number 5. We're also getting word from our inside sources that that might not be it, that the Browns could trade down to 5 and possibly trade down again to as low as 10. Jason, let's start with you. You're going to be in Berea in an hour. But what are you hearing? What's the latest?
Well, exactly what you said. I think they could go. There's conversations going on about 2 to 5 to Jacksonville. Within the last 6 or 7 minutes, it's gone from 5 to 10. That there could be a second trade. This is all. You guys have yelled at me for months.
Yeah.
This is
I'm still
all.
gonna yell at you.
I
Go
don't
ahead.
care. Fine.
Yeah.
This is all about loading up to go get a quarterback next year. That's what this is about. If it wasn't, they would stay at 2 and take Travis Hunter.
Yeah. Instead,
But
they're going to take
they're trying to.
it's your worst nightmare, G. Bush. They're going to trade down, take an offensive lineman. What do you got to say about that?
Listen, the fact that the people talk about trade down to get a quarterback and won't put a name to it says, what are you talking about? If he was so good, the quarterback was so great this year that he's going to be there next year, what's the name? Put a name to it.
You never know what the name is going to be a year out.
How am I going to bet my whole future
You're never
on a
going to win
name
without a quarterback.
on a name that you don't even know? What? That's crazy. I know I got Travis Hunter right here. I got Joe Carter right here. That's blue chip athletes that's ready to go today. Why are we passing? We did the same thing with Julio Jones. This organization, they get in their way. They get smart. The analytics at the last moment. I'm going to tell you what, listen. Good luck. I hope it works out for you, because y'all come out here and trot out here and get 3 wins again. You listen. I'm rooting for you to jettison you out of town because you got too cute. Take a player at the top of the draft and get it done. You don't want a quarterback. You don't want playmakers. You don't even want an edge rusher. You want picks.
Dustin, the commissioner is on stage. He was running a bike on stage.
We got probably Goodell and Lil Weezy riding bicycles on the stage.
That's a little awkward. Commish is one of the 10 most awkward human beings on the face of the earth.
This is
and yet he's probably a billionaire. What do you think?
Probably.
Jason's all in favor of kicking the can.
Only if you're getting a future one.
Okay, which doesn't guarantee anything, but improves their chances. Of
I'm
being
under
able to
the
get
assumption
quarterback.
that they're getting at least one out of this. For
Okay,
next year.
honestly, if Jacksonville trades their first round pick to move up 3 spots, I think they're stupid. But okay,
Listen, it's a new head coach and it's a new GM.
Same bad organization.
Trying to make splashes, trying to impress the owner.
You may be right.
It's entirely possible. I'm not saying. I have no idea what the compensation.
Well, let me ask you guys
is.
this real quick. Because when we did this topic about 7 hours ago, you guys all called me idiots for even asking the question. So now, Ball, let me call you an idiot.
Call you idiots? What was the question you asked that I called you an idiot?
If they were going to trade down from 2, what would the starting compensation need to be? So now that we know Jacksonville is legitimately involved, if Jacksonville and Cleveland were going to make a deal, what would it have to take from Jacksonville if you were in Andrew Berry's shoes, Bull, to trade back from 2 to 5 and ignore the second part?
Let me give it to Dustin first. Maybe at some point I could react to.
Yes, go.
Original question.
But no. In all seriousness, Garrett nailed it on the head with his take, because I totally agree. Like, the Browns have been doing this for so long. They continue to trade down, and they'll take an lineman, and they'll do this. They'll just kind of kick the can down the road.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you got Travis Hunter sitting there at 2, who is I think like a once in a generation type player that can make this team better right now. I know we need a quarterback. We all know we need a quarterback. They're going to get one. They're going to find one. They got this dude wearing 15 this year. He'll be fine for a year. But they need to find a quarterback, and they need to get pieces to score some touchdowns. And this kid from Colorado can score some touchdowns. And if they pass on him and trade down and take a tackle, I'm just going to be like, what the F?
Can I ask a legitimate question?
Ask away.
So if you're gonna pony up to get your quarterback next year, why are you acting like they don't have future first round picks to put in that trade deal? Why not get Travis Hunter now?
Yeah.
Then when you get on the clock next year, if you want to make a big splash, trade them your 27, 28, and another 29 and package them
just
three up
went
and get
down
your
that road.
quarterback. But guess what? You're going to still pay them anyway.
Right. Now a second first round pick is more valuable than a future pick, but still, you're right, they could do that. My beef with the whole trade thing, and to answer Mike's question, if you're trading down even to 5, you better get a first round pick. This is not like
agreed.
You and
if they come out with a 2, I will not be happy with that. You have to get a 1.
That's terrible.
You have to get a 1.
Absolutely terrible if that happens.
And by the way, that is insane for Jacksonville to give up a future 1 to move up 3 spots.
I agree with that.
Hey, by the way, you guys probably think I'm nuts, but I wouldn't mind if somehow Trevor Lawrence was involved in this.
Hey, let's go ahead.
That's a complete wild card I hadn't thought about.
Now they want to.
I did Trevor Lawrence in the "Would you trade number 2 for Trevor Lawrence" topic on Wednesday.
Yeah,
and if you recall,
Dustin was the only one that said yes on that.
If they want to do that, great job,
right now. See,
you guys are killing us. You don't even know what the package is,
right? Because the point is, Jason, you keep saying 2 to 5 it's only 3 spots, but it is a big difference. At least on paper, we don't know until the guys actually.
It's a big difference because of the player they're going to get.
The player you're going to get at 2 is considered by everybody a much higher caliber player than at 5. So I get what you're saying. You're ultimately right. Until they get a quarterback, they're not going to win.
They have a generational player on the defensive side of the ball. They won 3 games with them last
year.
year.
Well, this guy scores touchdowns.
Yes, and steals touchdowns.
I just don't. I'm sitting here watching these 2 dudes. I'm sitting here watching them. You done watched all the tape on them. You got them. They're there. They're posted up.
And again, let's say there's two great quarterbacks in next year's draft. If the Giants and Raiders are ahead of the Browns, then no matter how many draft picks they have, they can't get up.
All of this is a calculated.
I know that.
All of it.
But here's the thing: you're betting your life and your franchise on someone you don't even have a tab on.
And yes, that's true.
It's just hope. It's blind hope.
No, but they're looking at this as we don't like any of these quarterbacks. We're going to place our bets next year.
Well,
that's what
so
they're saying.
you don't
without knowing they'll be able to have access to any of them.
So you don't like
the first pick.
See, this is my problem with their evaluation. You don't like Cam Ward, but everybody else does. You don't like Travis.
Cam. They can't get to him.
But you don't like Travis Hunter enough to take him. You don't like Abdul Carter enough to take him. Who do you like?
Wait, G, in their defense, the report came out yesterday. They made a significant offer to Tennessee for the number 1 pick. And Tennessee
the Cam Ward thing is not fair. Everything else he's saying is fair.
They want
the Browns have done the Browns have kicked the can down the road more than any team in the sport and hasn't worked then. And the one time they didn't was Deshaun Watson,
and that blew up.
At the time, we thought was a great idea, and that blew up in their face too. But
I actually give them credit for doing this, because we've been saying all along you have to save your job, and this is a very dangerous game that they're playing.
Well, I mean, obviously they don't feel they're going to lose their job if they're, you know.
And you're probably right, but again, I told you, I've talked to people who were in that building who got a glowing review, and 2 weeks later they got fired.
Yeah, that happens.
So